Hi, class. This is Jolie, obviously. I'm just going to record a short video for you guys on the changes to the class because I did not know that last Wednesday when I saw you was going to be the last Wednesday that I was going to see you. So things got really real really fast. So in this video, I am just going to take you through the kind of update to the syllabus that I have written, and then we'll go to current courses and I'll show you some of the things that I've changed there. But I just wanted to just check in and try to be as clear as possible with you guys about any new changes. So I tried to keep the class points. So right now I am sharing the screen with the updated syllabus for this class. So I'm trying to keep the class as similar as possible for continuity's sake, for your sake, for my sake, for everybody's sake as we get through this together. I mean, this is not ideal. This is, I mean, I've heard somebody call it triage, and this is triage. This is my best attempt at triage for you guys. I never thought that in the middle of the semester I would have to take something purely lecture-based to purely online. So this is me doing my best for you guys to keep it the same as possible or as much as I can. I need to start with some personal things though as well. So I linked my email just in case nobody had it, although many of you have emailed me and please continue to do so. But that is my, I don't know why I put my Palomar. I will change that though. It's my, it's jvanscoik@csusm.edu. So I'm going to be checking my email every day, but it's going to be in the afternoons. And I'm trying to be tough with myself about that. It's really easy to go online so early in the morning, but I don't have the time to actually take care of things as they come in the morning. So my husband works in healthcare. He works at a medical lab, so he still needs to be working and he can't work remotely because the testing and everything still needs to happen. So he is going to be working a 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. shift at his medical lab. And then he's going to be coming home, having lunch, and kind of it'll be our rest time by the time he gets home. And then we are going to switch in flip-flop. So about 1 o'clock every day, I'm hoping, things might change. I am going to be working. So in the mornings, I'm going to be with my 3 kids who are home indefinitely and trying to homeschool. Which I never ever in a million years ever thought that I would homeschool. So I'm doing childcare and I'm attempting to homeschool in the morning, and then after lunch, after midday, I am then working in my home office. So if you hear shrieking or screaming, it's my 3 children. So I will be working more online in the afternoons. So, just please bear with me, pray for me as I navigate homeschooling for the very first time ever in my life. And I saw something online where they were like, homeschooling my kid and trying to get my kids transferred out of my classroom. Like I literally emailed my friend and was like, if you homeschool the twins, I will homeschool your son. Like, please. I cannot homeschool my own children. I'd much rather homeschool Lucas. So no, it's actually been really fun. We're enjoying it, but it's a huge adjustment, and I'm sure you guys have had adjustments. And if you need anything, the campus is still here to support you. So you can ask me if it's something that I can help you with. It's not something I can help you with. We still have Cougar Cares. We still have student support services. It's going to take longer. So know that the whole campus and me myself are here for you guys because, maybe you're not homeschooling, although I know some of you have kids and probably are. But I know work schedules and, you might not be getting money and things like that. So please reach out to me or the college campus so that we can help you. Okay. So the actual updates for the classes. So I will highlight where I am. So I'm on the research paper right now. So it is still due on April 8th at midnight again, but there are no penalties for being late. Please, not everybody take this as a sign that you need to turn this in late, because if you all turn it in on the last day of class, that would be bad, because then I will not have time in a week to get everything well graded for you and done in a timely manner. I have done this because this is unprecedented. We have never ever in the history of this millennium in the United States ever had to kind of shut down because of a global pandemic. So I am trying to be kind and helpful to some of you who are having real issues, like you are caring for family members. You have to go be with your grandparents. You are, trying to pick up more shifts at work because you know it's going to change. So this is my support for those students. Please, for most of you, consider it due in April. Please do not take up that goodwill that we have because you just want some extra time. So please consider the research paper due on the 8th, but if you have extenuating circumstances and you cannot, there will not be a penalty. Also, I have removed the last section of the paper and have added it as optional. So the very last kind of section of the paper was to come up with an intervention for a problem. I've taken that out. If you had already started working on it, you were almost done, feel free to turn it in. But for most of you, I know you had not started it, at least the last time we talked to each other, which was about a week ago, we had not started the paper. So I've taken that part out. That felt like, with the absence of our face-to-face time, that felt like more of a burden, more library time or research time that we just don't have anymore because we don't kind of have those physical spaces anymore. So I have taken out that part about how you would solve the problem, what intervention or implementation you would have. So it's much more of a traditional kind of paper right now. It's a research paper about family systems theory or some kind of family development theory, which we talked about in class, and we wrote up all of those different types of theories when we had met with each other last time. So take two types of theories and compare and contrast them is basically what the research paper is. You're still going to come up with a problem, you're just not going to solve it. So you're still going to have a problem, you're still going to have a population, and then you're going to talk about theories and how they might be used. You're just taking out the intervention and the implementation. The points will still remain the same and it'll still be due on the same day. And then I will go on Google Courses and just kind of show you. Okay, so the book club. This is probably what is going to change the most. So our book club. So please keep reading with your group on the schedule that you have already predetermined. And I know that you guys have been fantastic about this. So please keep staying to that schedule, but also, once again, unprecedented times with the global pandemic. So feel free to adjust as a group, just not as an individual. Just don't be like, hey, I can't read this anymore. Please communicate with your group about your life and with me about your life and what is going on. And we can adjust to support you guys as needed. So instead of having kind of work within the class face-to-face, we are going to be doing it through forums on Cougar Courses. So I've divided you up into groups based on your book. From there, you guys will communicate. We'll have, I think, 3 or 4 discussion boards, and this is going to take the place of those in-class writing prompts that I've given you. So at the beginning of the semester, you had writing prompts that you had to be face-to-face with. You signed in for one of them, and everybody got 10 points. So to take over those points, because I'm trying to keep points as much the same as possible just for you guys, it's going to be forums online. So if you post something thoughtful, at least once a week, you will get those 10 points. So every time I have a forum online on Cougar Courses, if you post something within that week that is thoughtful, I will give you 10 points. The first one is going to be on just making sure that we all feel good about the changes to the syllabus, and that would be a good place to ask me any questions, would be in the forum, because your peers might know the answers. They might have already emailed me that. So that is just how we're going to do. We're going to have more forums, but it's going to be within your smaller groups as well. Book clubs, you guys are going to present, but you're going to present by a narrated PowerPoint. I know you guys I was really looking forward to the in-person lecture presentations that you guys were going to be doing, but that's just not going to happen. And I also don't want you guys to get too creative because I don't want you to meet face-to-face, and I don't want you to feel the burden that you need to meet face-to-face. At this point, we don't have enough tests for everybody, and so we don't know who has it or not, so we are minimizing our community contact, and you are not to be meeting with each other, at least not for my class. So what I'd like you to do is to make slides on PowerPoint or Google Slides, then divide them up. I need to hear each student narrate at least one slide, but if one person feels more comfortable, they could take on more. But divide up the slides. Each person's going to narrate at least once, and then one person will send it to me on my email at Cal State. And then I will turn it into a YouTube video, and I will put it on Cougar Courses to be presented to, so that's how the other classmates will see it. So it's still going to be a presentation. It's just going to be a narration of the PowerPoints or slides. Most of you have already done that, or I know you know how to do that. If you don't, please ask me in the discussion boards, and I will show you how to do it. It's very easy. If I have figured it out, you can figure it out. So once you divide up the slides and you send it to me, I'm going to do it as YouTube, and then I will go on Cougar Courses, and everybody from the same group will get the same grade on the presentation. So it's 50 points like it was before, and it's the same type of grading idea of I'm going to be grading you on what I see that day, and everybody gets the same grade unless you just didn't narrate or, you know, extenuating circumstances. You're also going to do the peer eval. So after you do the presentation, there's a peer eval that has been on Cougar Courses since the very first day. You are going to put your name on that, and you're going to email it to all of the people in your class, and then you're going to submit it on Cougar Courses, and I will give you the average of those scores. So once again, not in person, email it to everybody, have everybody fill it out, scan it back to you, or write it back to you. It's a Word doc, it's not a protected PDF, so you should just be able to type straight in it. Then you will turn it into Cougar Courses on the peer eval section, and I will give you the average of those scores. All right, then the final and the review. So the review is going to be the second to last week of class, or I mean, it's really the last week of lectures will be our review. I'm going to give you 10 essay or short answer questions online as a study guide. It'll just be a Word document. It'll be the questions. And then I'm going to pick 5 of those, and that's going to be your 50-point final. So the final is going to be online, and you're going to have almost a week to finish. I'm going to post it on Thursday, May 7th, and it's going to be due Wednesday, May 13th at midnight. So you're going to have about 6.5 days in order to do 5 essay questions. You can source anywhere from texts. It's totally open book, open note, open Google. I mean, use Google at your own risk, especially when we're looking at theories and things like that, because I've seen some really bad information out there. But it is totally open note, open lecture, open Cougar Courses, open whatever. Class content. So I am going to post lectures, not this week, but not on spring break, but starting on the 6th, the 13th, and the 20th. There will be a PowerPoint video. It'll be a video just like this, a Zoom video that I've turned into a YouTube, and it will be me explaining the slides so that we can get the class content that we would normally be missing, which would have really only have been 3 classes is kind of what we would be missing by being online, because we had been making really good time when we were all meeting together, and we're going to have the presentations the last 2 weeks, and I won't be lecturing them. So it'll be me talking you through the slides that I would normally give, and explaining things and giving examples. They will be quite short. I try to keep them to under 30 minutes because I know you guys don't listen to them. I will accompany that lecture with a weekly reading as well to kind of support the information that I'm giving you over a Zoom lecture. So here is our tentative schedule. So tentative is, it could change. So turn in your last reflection. So for this week, for next week, yes, for next week. So this is Friday, so up until next Friday, I'd like you on next Wednesday to turn in your last reflection by midnight. We're going to get those easy points in. I'd like you to acclimate to online learning, make sure that you've seen all the changes, you've watched this. Make sure you've updated yourself with any kind of class changes, communicate with your group to make sure you're on track, everybody understands the PowerPoint narration updates, go on the discussion board, check in with me and in your groups on those discussion forums. Email me with anything you might need or issues you might be having, so that either I can help you, the department can help you, or the campus can help you at large as well. Then as far as I know right now, we are still having spring break. Maybe I have completely misunderstood that, and I don't know. I still believe we are having spring break. If we are not, then I will adjust, but right now I believe that we're having spring break. Don't go anywhere. Literally, please stay at your home and watch Netflix. Don't go outside. Because of my asthma, I have not really left my house in a couple of days. Well, I go out every morning really early with my girls, and we hit a trail or the beach or something just to like not go stir crazy. But I have not talked to anybody face to face that is not in my immediate family. And then 4/6 to 4/24, we're going to have class content once a week in the format of a video lecture, a weekly reading to support, and a weekly discussion board with your book club. 4/27 to 5/1, you are watching the group presentations. On 5/4, there'll be the review, so 10 essay questions, which I'll pick 5 of. And then on 5/7, the final will be open, and it will be due on 5/13 at 11:59. And let me stick in here 4/8 research paper due. There we go. All right, so that is it for the updated syllabus. I am now going to share the screen once again with Cougar Courses. So now this is Cougar Courses. So this is not optimal for online learning, but I feel like it would be more weird to come on to our class page that you've known one way and to change it. So I'm just going to take you through some of the changes. So extra credit is still there. If you came to my office, I wrote her name down and I will give you extra credit. If you did a bilingual part of the family interview, I made a note of it and I will give you extra credit. I'm not doing that now. I'm leaving that to the end of the semester. This is unprecedented. Once again, I am having to take 21 units. So I was teaching 7 classes, 2 of them are already online, 5 of them are not. I'm now taking 5 classes online. My grading is not going to be what it usually is because I am having to move all these classes online, and that's really difficult for me. So your name does not have extra credit now, but I have written your name down and I have it and I will give you the extra credit. If you didn't by 4/20, I need you to email me and I will give you an additional assignment. So if you want extra credit, you need to email me by April 20th and I will give you an assignment by email that you have to do. Probably something about theories or something like that. So that's extra credit. The research paper. So it's still on Turnitin. And it is due April 8th. So what I changed is this application of research and theory. So that is totally optional. If you had already done the paper and you had already started research for this, you can turn it in. It's totally optional. You don't get extra credit or anything like that. I just felt like not having face-to-face, that was going to be the more difficult thing, the thing that you were going to need support from your classmates or more applicably me, so I've taken it out. So right now it is just an introduction. So once again, you're going to talk about a problem, a population that might be affected, and then a general statement about the theories that you are choosing and why. Then you're comparing and contrasting and then synthesizing 2 theories. You can pick more, but I would probably stick with 2. Keep it simple, keep it easy, especially now that we've gone online. I'm triaging, I'm trying to do the best. Expect you to triage and do your best as well. So describe it, the theory, the family systems, or whatever theories you've chosen, how you would use it to understand families and how they develop over their lifespan, and how can we complement them? How are these 2 or more theories being used together in applied settings? So applied settings would be like real life, like if you are looking to be a high school counselor, maybe think towards that direction. How would you use these with the problem out in the real world? And then our last one is, this section is the conclusion. So cohesive, a general summary of what you discussed, a short restatement of the importance of the issue as well. So that is the paper. The final exam will be right here. So I will release the review and the final in this section called final exam. The book club, I just updated a little bit about I took out the reading prompts. So you have points for this one if back in, I think, February you were in class that day. Otherwise, the rest of the points are going to be part of the book club group forums, and that's where you'll make up those points. So once again, I don't have like a word count. I don't have certain replies that you have to make. You just have to say something thoughtful at least once a week. So you'll have your discussion, it'll be per group. So there'll be one for Beloved, one for Joy Luck Club, one for Eleanor Oliphant, that type of thing. Instead of having all like 45 of you in one spot trying to all be in a discussion board, I'm gonna have you in these group forums. And then the very last thing will be video lectures. And this is just where I will post my YouTube video lectures and the reading so you guys can keep up on course content. So the biggest thing right now is just to write down any of the dates that have changed and coordinate with your groups so that going forward you guys can work on those PowerPoints. Otherwise, that is it for this video. Thank you guys for being so patient with us. We've all been scrambling. And I mean, it has been stressful, but I just always want to remember that it's for you guys. We want you guys to have the best learning experience that you can. So we're doing this for you, but at the same time, we really appreciate how wonderful and kind and just responsive you guys have been to us as well. You've made it all worthwhile. And you've also really been so great with understanding that we're not the best at technology, but we are trying. So please email me if you need anything. Otherwise, I'll see you guys online.